Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a little different than I guess anything that I've done. I wanted to talk to you guys about something really personal and really important, something that I did to really kind of transform my life. And yeah, so I guess I could just get started. I'm really trying to make this channel about love. This is going to be a channel about love in various forms, self-love, lifestyle, fashion, wellness and goodness. That's really what I want to make this channel about. And I think that we all reach a point in our lives where we really want that in our lives. And for me, I guess like my journey to getting on that path where I was doing things out of love came from a moment of trauma. Now it was not a personal trauma. It was something that had happened within my family, and it was really devastating. And I knew that the only way I could make it through were a couple things. One of them was going to church. I decided to start going to church maybe a few months before this happened, and I think it was one of my really saving graces that I was able to kind of get through tough times. And the other one was therapy. Therapy saved my life. Now, I think when I first started going to therapy 4 years ago, I was really hush-hush about going, and it was not so much taboo, but it was, like everyone thought, oh, well, you go to therapy if you go through really something devastating. And that's not the case. I mean, I think we're at a time now in late 2018 where so many more people are aware of their mental health. They're discussing it. They are doing everything possible to just be in a better mental place. There are apps like Headspace. There are apps like, I think there's one, it's called like, maybe it's not Talkspace, but there's one where you can talk to a therapist, through an app. There are tons of meditation apps. There are tons of ways of self-help. And for me, that was therapy. I was going through something really difficult, probably the most difficult thing I've ever gone through in my life. And I was trying to help someone go through a hard time, and the only way that I was able to cope with it was by talking to a therapist. I know I am a very emotional person. I am also someone that reflects a ton. Someone that will reflect and reflect and reflect and go over every kind of situation, every kind of response, every conversation. I am that kind of person. And I think that has its benefits, for sure. I definitely am so much more emotionally aware of myself and my emotions, my hormones, my feelings, everything. And I knew that therapy was the only way that I was going to live. That is the easiest way of saying I was struggling at that moment, and therapy was my saving grace. I knew of friends that had gone to therapy. I didn't know anyone in my family that had gone to therapy. I think there's definitely a stigma within the Latin community about mental health and therapy, for sure. I mean, growing up, I was kind of told that therapy was for people that like went through that were like crazy, or that like didn't know how to deal with their problems. I think there was also the stigma that, oh, like white people went to therapy, but like Latin people are like tough and they hold all their emotions inside, and like you don't have to talk to some random doctor, like you'll be fine. And I think that was awful. That was an awful way for me to view therapy. And I'm grateful for the friends that introduced me to therapy. And I'm grateful that I took the chance and was completely, like, I just knew that I had to go. It was immediate. It was immediate that I knew that I needed to speak to someone that was so separate from the situation that I was in. and I needed someone with professional experience to help me navigate my feelings. I know very often we feel like, oh, we could just talk to a friend, and I think it's wonderful that people have friendships. I do. Like, I have wonderful friendships that are so important to me, and that I can go to these people and tell them, you know, these are my worries, this is what's breaking my heart right now, this is what I'm freaking out about. But this was a very kind of different situation, and sometimes you just need someone that is unbiased, someone that is completely unaware of everything going on in your life. I've been seeing my therapist for 4 years, and she's absolutely wonderful. I definitely had moments where I went to therapy and cried the entire time. 45 minutes of just crying. And it was so wonderful. I was going through a really hard time. I was trying to navigate who I was. I was trying to navigate who I was in that situation. I was trying to fix things that were completely out of my control. I had to work through all those things in therapy, and I am grateful that I was able to. And I honestly think that everyone should go to therapy, at least at some point in their life. You don't have to have gone through something traumatic. Sometimes life can just be difficult. It can be overwhelming. It can be stressful. You might have some family issues. You might have some relationship issues. You might have a boss that's a pain in the butt. And sometimes we just need to go somewhere and let it all out. Every emotion, without holding back. I feel like we are so, as a society, or as women even, you know, sometimes we really want to be strong for others especially. I mean, I know that I really tried to be strong for a lot of people in one time, and there was a point where I couldn't anymore. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't think straight. I couldn't do my job well. I couldn't, forget dating. I was just not myself. I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, or I felt like I did. And I needed to release that somewhere. And I could have drank my sorrows away. I could have done drugs. That would have been the dangerous route. Going to speak to someone about everything that was going on, little or like big or small, was amazing and life-changing. And I realized that whether I'm going through something serious or whether I'm going through something, you know, maybe I'm PMSing that week and I just need to vent about how annoying my boss is being, therapy is there for me. It's different than venting with a friend. It's different than venting with your mom. It's different than venting with your boyfriend. It's just really, really liberating. And I do feel like I vent to my mom, to my friends, to my boyfriend. I mean, Tom hears me complain about work or complain about whatever all the time. But sometimes therapy has just been there to help me work out. You know, sometimes I just have to speak it and say it out loud for me to figure it out. And I've been able to do that through therapy. If it wasn't for therapy, I wouldn't have been an empathetic person. I wouldn't have been as considerate or just thoughtful. I think sometimes we just really live in our head. And, you know, I started to just consider how other people are reacting to situations, how other people are thinking, how other people are feeling. You know, it wasn't always about me. But at the same time, it's okay for it to be about me sometimes. It helped me realize how important mental health is. It made me realize how important it is to discuss it with other people. And just realize you don't have to do it all by yourself all the time. So yeah, this is kind of like my chit chat video. This was really super informal. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And thanks so much for watching today's video. Until the next time, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Until next time, bye.